Ready. So let's head down to the action for the semifinals. We've got number 2, a Romanova on Even Feln versus Canada on the Watch Wolf Skycrag Special. Let's head down to the action. All right, let's tell the players that they are good to go, and let's get started here. All right, looking at the hand of Even Feln, you got a Feln painting a sigil of Vinegrafter, Honor of Claws, Annihilate. Seems like a pretty good start. Annihilate in hand, not always the best, but pretty good in this matchup.
Vinegrafter's pretty much your best card. It's the reason
both.
why I had to put Auto Tread in the deck.
Yeah, 3 seems like 3. Ooh, Rindra's also probably good if you can get to that point in the game. But yeah, 2 Vinegrafters and Annihilate seems like a good start.
Yeah, just like tons of 2-for-1s, and Canada's hand is like pretty good to tussle with the first Vinegrafter, but the second one is like quite a bit. But by going really wide in the beginning and the Even Feln deck not really having board sweepers, like I don't think they're playing Lightning Storm. Let me bring up the list real quick, but it's pretty hard on the draw to kind of counteract the advantage that's being brought out by the Grandin drone and just going wide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were talking about the. I love how we got 2 achievements unlocked last match. We got the mill out your opponent. We also got the spellcrafted witching hour, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So lots of checkoffs on your bingo board tonight. We gotta have like a season long bingo board where it's just like the crazy things. Did they come up during the season?
Yeah, so I actually really like Hannah's play here. So you just know that your opponent's priced into blocking so often, and then you just get to trade up your salvo.
Yeah, stay aggressive. I like that.
Yep. So the question is, do you want to swap in for anything? And I think you are allowed to get the Slagmite or whatever it's called, the one that changes the market card into a... Yeah. I think you're allowed to get that. Okay, going with the Rampage, so really just trying to push through a lot of damage and be aggressive. I'm a little bit surprised to not see the Katana played on one of the Grenadin drones.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder why I held on. Ooh, awkward for a Romanova. I needed to play out that even-handed golem, but did not draw a 3rd power, which means they're not going to be able to get either these 4 drops or double spell on time. So that's pretty awkward. Yeah, interesting that Canada passed with basically 2 power up. I feel like in that aggressive deck, you want to try to use your power as efficiently as possible.
Yeah, especially when it's low cost in Ornate Katana. Like the reason why it's there is because it replaces itself. So kind of just like a free 2 points of damage where you don't actually care. And like the drone already made an extra unit too. But I think maybe just valuing being able to put it on the overwhelm unit should you be able to kind of like clear the way.
Well, this seems like a pretty good start for Canada. Well played, and also Romanova stuck on 2 means like this seems like not the most competitive game 1, unfortunately.
Yeah, just Canada being able to like curve out, and you can 2-for-1 yourself when you're trading with like Grandin drones and salvos and stuff like that. It's all good. It's kind of hard for the even deck. Like they're already kind of built to only play 1 spell turn, trying to catch up through a Fell Rock on 4. But if you're just stuck on 2, you playing your 2 every turn is not going to keep up with someone that's playing a bunch of 1s.
Yep, exactly. Canada going to pass. Still has this Blazing Salvo up. That can take care of that Vinegrafter. Avion's got comment of the night. I see Watchwolf as a man of culture, stirring his tea with a fork.
Yeah, I have to type back to that one.
I like it. All right, Champion of Fury, here it comes. And that's going to be all she wrote, unfortunately. Game number 1 goes to... unfortunately, in just that it was a non-game. Not unfortunately in that, Romanova didn't take it. So, sorry about that. Let's head back. And they are ready. So, remember, these are best of 3. Canada taking that one, game number 1 up. Your backup match, just a reminder, is Kroge versus Roshi.
Yeah, so that match is pretty interesting. So if you're able to get Sling of the Chi online, I don't think Roshi has a very good way to interact with it. But in the other subset of games, I think there's a lot of back and forward that gets to go on.
Hmm.
You do have Banish, but they have Transpose. So, and you also have Exploit. So it's like an interesting dance over like the first three turns, but then by turn five, you could determine who's like ahead, and then there's still like some slight jockeying, but we're back here.
We're back. Okay. Romanova, 2 depleted power. Yeah, I'm going to toss that one back. I'm going to go to 6, although this is a pretty good 6. I mean, it's okay. You've got even Hidden Golem to restock. You've got Annihilate to answer something. Um, Not the greatest hand in the world, but for going to 6, it's defensible.
Yeah, I mean, as even hand a golem, so you end up at the same number of cards that you would on 7. It's kind of like you don't have even hand a golem, but you have to pay your 2.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so Kanda being pretty lucky to win win the die roll again and be on the play, which is,
Yeah.
unfortunately we can't control that currently in Eternal, but
Yeah, nothing we can do about that. But
yeah, maybe in the future, but it's also the roll of the dice. Like Kanda have just been on the draw twice as well,
yeah,
so
over
the
the
shading
over the
cannot
course
overcome.
of the season, that'll even out. I'm gonna get that 2 damage in. Not the fastest hand in the world for Canada. Just being able to play a 1 drop here. Now it does have Salvo and Seer, but salvoing even Hidden Golem isn't the greatest, but you probably still have to do it here. You'd rather do that than lose one of your units.
Yeah, and then you can like turn the broken contract into. I mean, seeing how Canada plays all these games, probably just gonna get Rampage, but I would get the Slagmite.
Or the backlash. We saw that in the
Sure.
earlier match.
Just one plan in its face all the time. I definitely have respect for it, and it's gonna work here.
Hernandez just
So
listened to the stream and saying, "All right, whatever, whatever Watchwolf says, I'm gonna do something different."
yeah,
Let's get the team logos back up here.
yeah, misplay.
Sorry about
You know,
that.
I'd like that. I don't feel that bad being slightly biased commentator since I'm not going to be here all the time and stuff. And it's literally my deck. If it was some other random deck, whatever. But this is my deck that I haven't seen anyone else really playing the Sword of Shell, so I'm excited.
I'll tell you my hot take is that more announcers in the world and coverage people need to show a slightly more bias, because in my opinion it's always more entertaining. Like when you watch a baseball game, you like watching the home team's feed, right? You like rooting for someone, you like having like a story, you like hearing the passion. I like that more than the national broadcast where everybody's like on walking on eggshells trying to do things perfectly evenly. So not overboard, of course, but I always think showing a little bit of passion or telling a story it makes it for more interesting coverage, in my opinion. So I don't mind. You
Yeah.
can root for someone if you want.
Oh, I just like in our team Discord, it's like, oh, well, now Canada has more TNE top eights than Colacoma does, so that's great.
Nice.
They're like pretty old friends. Canada's like relatively new to the team, but being friends with I'm So Bad and Colacoma for years, so it's pretty sweet.
All right, Defile here, and
The
that
backlash,
backlash
it's
coming
happening.
up. The backlash is happening. Going for the Defile and the auto tread is going to get backlashed and take some damage. All right, a Romanova could potentially set something up here, but I don't
Right.
think it's going to
So,
happen.
well, so you do have Dazzle, right? So
Oh,
you
I didn't
get
know
to
he had another
Dazzle and block.
power. I didn't see the
Yep.
sixth power. I thought he only had one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, with the dazzle,
So
that's pretty good.
I actually think this is a turning point. So you're not really allowed to attack with anything but the 3/1 if you're going to respect a fast spell.
Yeah.
So here you get to check for a fast spell, which I actually do like doing. And now that you checked for a fast spell, I guess you can do that. I think you have to attack with the 3/1 first. Because now you just aren't allowed to get in with anything. So you might have had the same result without losing your seer.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty big blowout there.
Right, but I think this game is probably lost for Canada anyways, because your opponent like would have plundered and then just gets to play a trove and then gain 6, and it kind of just spirals out from there.
Yeah, once you can start attacking with the Rindra too, that's when you know you're in pretty bad shape. Going to go up to 14, and Kanana's deck obviously is not really built to be blocking, especially not 6/7 life steals, but blocking really at all.
Yeah. And then you could just like develop a little here. You can even activate the Vine Grafter.
Yeah, if you
I
want.
like how Romanov playing this. So knowing to save the Rindra for 4 and just or for 6 to be able to hold up, and knowing that that's the real turning point in the game. So I guess it
Silverblade
violates
Menace.
my turn 5 thing, and instead we have to look at turn 6.
Silverblade Menace really nice as well. That's going to get 4, and that's a drain, so you actually gain that health too. Romanova might be in a position where they can proactively dazzle here, attack. It's not lethal, but proactively dazzling, hitting for 6, then Silverblade Menace draining for another 4 is really nice.
Yeah, and then your thing is larger than the Oni hybrid as well.
Yeah,
I guess if it's gonna trade, it can like trade off with a ping of the auto trade if a blank is drawn.
that's pretty good too. Forbidden Research is a nice draw coming next turn.
Yep. So you're able to leave the render up because you get to block. Wait, does the invasive species not have reckless? I always thought it did.
Thought it did as well. It does.
Yeah. I just like expected the reckless to be shown over the entomb instead of the other way around.
Sure, sure.
Um, because like it affects combat, but I guess affecting. Direwolf can do what it wants. I think they're both fine. I get it.
Either way.
Um, right. So like since you know that they have to attack with invasive species, then you can just do it up with Dazzle and gain back your life and go on your merry way. And you know that you have a Forbidden Research coming up next turn, so okay. So not wanting to be forced to use the Dazzle, which I think is like perfectly valid, makes a lot of sense. You're close to there's no wrong way to eat this Reese's sort of territory, but because here you get to just do it up with the Forbidden Research, drop the Fell Rock into play, and then just shove for another 6. So probably calculating if you can surf with both, which I think you're allowed to do.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. Trigger. No, it only triggers one. Not
Yeah.
a stack.
It is interesting then this game that it just instantaneously becomes like a 6/7
Yeah.
lifesteal. Like you don't have time to interact with that. So
Yep.
that's what made a Romanova's play on turn 6 so good. Like that shows an understanding of like how they're supposed to get back into this matchup even on the draw.
Yep.
And keep in mind, like this is really impressive stuff. This is the game that Romanova mulligan to 6 and just had annihilate even-handed golem and 4 power.
Yeah, that's true. Same game.
And Canada had like a pretty normal curve of 1 into 1 1, I think.
It shows how
But
good how good lifesteal can be on that Rindra. Like it's huge. And yeah,
yeah,
that was a big play.
and
Like
choosing to save it.
yep. And that turning point, that turn really was a turning point in the game. Not necessarily that Nanda might have been able to do anything else, but yeah, it was a big turning point in this game for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, so invoking like nothing in your deck reasonably gets you out of it. So maybe there's just a card you didn't know in an Eternal that says like 0 power. Like if your opponent's a 19, they die or something like that. So might as well just invoke and see what you got. Why would you not spin the wheel? I mean, you gotta.
All right, well, that is going to tie things up at 1 game apiece. So Romanova winning that one critically to stay alive. Both these players want to get to that finals. It's a lot easier to just win one of these and qualify for the Invitational than have to play all season and try to win it on points, going the hard way.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. So play draw definitely matters, but as you can see there, some combination of either regen units with removal. But the problem is there's certain units like Grandin Drone that the removal plan doesn't work as well, or things are replacing themselves with like Ornate Katana. But setting up the crucial turn 6 Rindra, and we see the potential for it here with the Vine Grafter. So this is one of Aroma Nova's best possible openers.
Yeah, this hand looks really good.
And, you know, I think with the 13 card opening hand can probably find good use for all the cards. So hoping to draw another one that would make it perfect. But here it's kind of interesting. I also like playing the katana. So it's like playing a charge unit here.
Yeah,
And then
good
and then
points.
that's exactly why. You can like draw into Champion of Fury and you can actually pressure down a single removal spell, but you have gotten the same amount of damage over time.
Mm-hmm. A good way to look at it.
Salvos could be the perfect pickup. It depends on what your plan is. So I have not guessed what Kando was going to pick up with the salvo every time so far,
I
so I'm
think
going to
you're 0 for
stop
3 so
guessing.
far. We'll see. It's only so many
Yeah,
options though.
I'm pretty sure I would get Ice Bolt because the matchup is so much about Rindra. I'm prepared for it to be anything.
We're just covering all your bases here.
But yeah, I would just salvo for Ice Bolt, sear the thing, and then attack for another 4.
Seems like a strong play.
The question is what you swap at. I just swap out Dipos Seal because then next turn you can just play 2 more units.
All right, Salvo. Let's see if Watchwolf can get it right on the 4th try. It's Ice Bolt. Hey, points.
Wow. I guess that means Canada's doomed if it's the play I would have made.
You only need one. You only need to get it right once. Ice Bolt is the drop from the market, leaving 3 cards in hand. Those 2 units and that Ice Bolt. As you mentioned, it's a good answer for Rindra though.
Yeah, so Aroma Nova's choosing to play around uh, Backlash, which you saw the previous games. So the Smilos is actually pretty interesting. So it's
That's
like
pretty good.
good.
Well,
Oh
there's
wow!
there's the first hit. All right.
Shuffled my butt. Oh wait, that's so funny. So now there's no odd card in the deck.
Oh, he's still gonna play Rindra here, I would assume. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you gotta. It's a 6/7 because of the fireball.
that's the fire bomb. All sorts of effects going on here.
Yeah, I
Unfortunately
like
for
that discard.
Romanova, back down to 2-3. Just
Yeah, so I like that discard a lot from Canada.
want to be able to play
Uh,
both your twos.
so one thing that's actually pretty cute is you can get sometimes a little intel about the opponent's hand. If you play the Champion of Fury and attack with both, they have Overwhelm, so you can wait until you see what they choose to block and then Ice Bolt. Even though it leads to the same board state, you get free potential information. All right, let's see what Aroma Nova gets to draw. So Vine Grafter's really good. Oh wait, you don't get to draw because of the Firebomb. Because that one didn't get drawn. So, and that's it. Canada's through to the final.
Yeah, there you go. Canada in the finals. So congratulations to Canada on that win. I gotta stop doing that. Here we
It's
go.
me!
Click the wrong one.
Discord!
There we are. All right. A lot of technical difficulties tonight. It's all right. We're getting there. Canada getting through to the finals. Congratulations. Man, Watchwolf, you come on here, you give somebody a deck, and all of a sudden they're in the finals with it. I don't know. We got
Literally like 10 minutes before the event, too.
oh man.
We're really making the most of it, though. I mean, I believe Canada was the only 3-2 to make top 8. So
I
really,
believe so. Yeah.
seizing that sort of opportunity and making it to the finals is a pretty tough thing to do.
That is absolutely true. All right, let's see if we can get the backup match. I believe so. The backup match, just a reminder, is Kroge versus Roshi. So Kroge is on the Skycrag Sling deck, and Roshi is on the even Xenan deck. So it looks like Roshi is up a game. So I'm gonna try to see if we can get in. It looks like they are in game 2. So yeah, let's head down to the other top 4 match. All right. You got Kroge at the bottom of your screen. You've got Roshi at the top.
All right, I'm unbiased for this one, so anything can happen. Oh wow, that's a sweet draw to come into though. So we got Sling of the Chi
Nice.
in play with Grand Suppression. We got to Bellax that thing.
Pretty good.
We do
transpose.
skip our fourth power though. Let's see. So it looks like Roshi picked up a banish. So we, it's funny, banish can kill Bullax. It's like, oh, I have this 8/8 flying. Like, can banish kill it? Oh yeah, it costs two. But by going after the sling instead, saying
Oof.
I can maybe kill that, but it hurts. Every time like a transpose counters something directly, it hurts a little. Even if I'm doing it, I feel a little bit bad. So let's see. Yeah, being able to use the sling to be able to off the even-handed golem with overwhelm and really just apply two
Yeah,
turn clock.
that overwhelm damage was huge there, and yeah, going after that one, that overwhelm damage would not have gone through, hit past the regen shield. So smart to go after the 1/1 there, get all that, push that damage through. Yeah,
Yeah,
this looks tough. This is a one turn clock there.
I think this might be over.
And,
Just I think where I used the grafter to get the banish if I see it correctly. And yeah.
yeah, and timepiece still a
So
turn away. So
going to three.
going to 3. So it looks like Kroge is going to tie that one up. Winner of this game is going to take on Canada in the finals. And fight for their chance to be the champion of Spring Challenge number 10. Try to qualify for that invitational, get a chance at the World Championships coming up soon.
Yeah, it's exciting. All right, so one thing that's like a simple shortcut for decks like Sling is that you just think, okay, is this hand actually good? And if the answer is ever like, you just mulligan. It's a free mulligan. Just do it. It's
All
like
right.
Nike.
It is. This hand doesn't seem very good. Don't really have a lot of the power, the needs here.
Did you give them the okay? Yeah, that's what I figured on the pause
Yeah,
because
that hand
uh,
that
pretty
hand was not keepable. I was wondering
yeah
too.
pretty poop soup. Yeah, just not doing anything.
Indeed.
All right, so Roshi's hand with two even-handed golems and drawing the Sling of Chi Crow. So everyone's having pretty much their namesakes. I guess not the Maris Mandrake, but when you call yourself an even deck,
Yeah.
oh, drawing the Maris Mandrake. So literally everyone's doing their deck's namesake. So let's see how these decks perform when they're all on all cylinders. So the thing that kind of tips it a little though is that without being able to get face ages, Kroge's Sling can just be disrupted by the banish that we saw last game
That's
from
true.
Roshi's Market.
Yep. Well, we got a second one though. That makes that a little bit easier. Fire the first one off. Don't care what happens to it.
It's true. And you can't pick up the banish here anyways, but Katra being able to ramp you, and then
Yeah.
next turn you could just go Mandrake, Grafter, activate. I think we have enough power for that.
Seems pretty good. Ooh.
Yeah, that would be six.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't do. Hailstorm can do 3, but that's not going
No,
to take
just
care
play
of that
another
Gotcha.
sling.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right, Bellax
So
just to kill the Katra. Okay, interesting.
yep. So valuing some life total there. It's pretty unlikely that the Katra gets out of range. Um, yeah, it's kind of interesting for me. It's not as power efficient. Like if you draw another power next turn, you don't have a two to slot in on your fives with these threes. So just really saying I value the life more than the ability to potentially two spell next turn. But with the speed grafter, Roshi has an interesting decision. You can go after this G Stranger. That way you get a 7/7 that lives through the single Sling of Chi. Saying, hey, when you get the second Sling of Chi, like that would be pretty bad for me, but like I just don't think you have it. I'm not gonna play around it. Or you could get Banish, which is just always gonna be good.
Yeah, gonna go get that
So
Grodov Stranger. We've seen that time and time again tonight. Third Sling of the Chi. Okay. All right, well, there's that Hailstorm. Let's take care of all those units, but that does open the door for this Grodov Stranger coming in.
yep. So yeah, it's like kind of a tough decision for Kroge. Like on how this game like chose to play out, but not having a clean answer to this stranger means that you're pretty much just going to eat the 14. Like, I guess you have to play another sling if you don't draw a power and hope that you draw the power for the
Yeah.
roast. And then it's pretty unlikely that your roast is going to be able to trade off with the stranger, so
Yeah, that's tough.
not
I
not
think
great.
not great. It's probably what you have to do here, and you have the transpose if they try to kill one of the slings. But yeah, you're really not in great shape here.
Mhm.
You need to basically survive this turn, draw power, and then hope that Roshi doesn't go too wide for you on the next turn. Well, that'll just do it on its own right there. Speed grafter as
Yep.
well. It's more than enough. All right. Nothing Crows can do about that. Congratulations to Roshi. Hard fought all season long. So many points, so many top eights. Getting to the finals. Now going to face off against Canada in the finals. It's going to be an interesting match for sure. Two pretty solid